Okay, welcome back. I decided to do video blogs every 2 days because usually on odd days I'm really exhausted. So I'm gonna do day number 3. Which day number 3 is my first day when I woke up in Paris, which was an awesome feeling. One, because our host Daniel was very accommodating and supplied us with a nice mattress, blankets, pillows, so we didn't even have to bring out our sleeping bags, which was nice. But yeah, we woke up to home cooked breakfast, Venezuelan breakfast. I can't remember what it's called, but it's kind of like an English muffin, but it's made out of corn. And you just cut it open, and you can put ham and cheese and cream cheese and butter and all that good stuff inside, and you just kind of eat it like a sandwich. And we had some eggs, some home cooked eggs, which was nice, and it was delicious. But Daniel had to go to a barbecue, so that left Travis and I by ourselves. So we decided to hit up some of the big adventures. So we got ready and left around 11. Rode the metro all by ourselves, which we are now masters of the metro, so that's really cool. We made our way to the Eiffel Tower again, but we actually wanted to see it up close. So we went to we got on the subway, and then we went to the Eiffel Tower, where we had a lot of people asking us if we spoke English and wanting us to sign a petition on disabilities in school. We just pretended we didn't speak English and kept on walking because we were afraid we were going to get pickpocketed. So we kept walking. We made it to the Eiffel Tower. It was about €4 to go to the top, and we took the stairs, which was a lot of stairs. We went to the first floor, and that was really cool to look over the city. You can look at my pictures. And we saw this glass floor. There's a glass floor. And that was crazy because it was just really scary to like step on it because we were afraid we were going to go through. But it was really cool to see out in the city, and we saw where we stood the night before, and we could see all pretty much everything. It was one of the tallest structures in Paris. But then we walked up to the second floor, which seemed a lot longer to get to than the first, but it was worth it. It was much higher up. I mean, it was crowded. There was a lot of people there, but we were able to get some great pictures and just see the entire city that way. And that kind of pointed us in directions of where we wanted to go. But yeah, we took many pictures at the Eiffel Tower, so check those out. But after the Eiffel Tower, we came down and we started heading towards the Arc de Triomphe. And that was really cool to see because you see it in pictures all the time, but you never actually see it in person. So we got on the metro, went towards the Arc, and that was just, I mean, it was kind of like the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier in Washington, D.C. They have a flame, and it's devoted to all the soldiers there. So that was just really cool to see, kind of the equivalent of what we have just in Paris. We took a trip down that strip where we saw a dancing robot. So if you paid him some money, he'll dance for you, which was really cool. I kind of got some pictures and videos, so check those out. And it was just a busy street. I think that's where they do a lot of festivals and parades there on certain holidays. But we just kind of went down, and there was a lot of shopping centers. We stopped at the Mercedes-Benz, where we saw some cool cars that we'll never own. We saw the Disney store. Our objective was to go down to the obelisk, which we thought was pretty close. But when we started walking, after walking up the stairs of the Eiffel Tower and just walking around Paris, we were pretty exhausted. But we made it to this park where we kind of took a short nap in the grass. And then we started walking, and we saw the statue of Charlemagne. We checked out some palaces around there. Interesting thing about Paris is that they're very affectionate towards each other in public. We saw a lot of people making out, which was kind of awkward, but I embraced it. I love that they could just be that open with their sexuality, so that was really cool. We saw the public toilets that are free to use was really crazy because Travis almost went in there after someone did, not realizing that they're supposed to get cleaned after each time. So like it opens up, person comes out, it closes back, and then it like sprays it down and like all like soap and everything, and then the next person can use it. But Travis didn't know that and almost went inside when they were about to clean it, so Travis would have got a bath, which would have been hilarious. But we looked at the obelisk, and there was a nice little palace, and there's gardens over there. That was really cool. And then we started walking towards the bridge, this big bridge in Paris. I can't quite remember what it is. I think it's for King Charles Bridge. It's one of the most famous bridges in Paris. And then we went to... and then we started to go towards Notre Dame again. We hadn't seen it yet, so that was something we wanted to check out. And we went to the metro, and unfortunately we got off on the wrong Notre Dame, and we had to find our way back. So we were slightly lost in Paris, which was kind of exciting, but at the same time it was kind of like, oh, I just want to get there. But we finally got there, had to cross this this alley that was selling birds, which was really interesting, and we got to Notre Dame during a mass, so we got to kind of go in and watch what happens during mass at Notre Dame. We weren't allowed to really talk, but we were allowed to take pictures, no flash, but we heard them singing, and we saw the holy water and all that stuff, so you can check out a lot of pictures. Took a lot of pictures at Notre Dame. We might be going back to tour to see if we can actually go up in the towers and stuff. But it was just really cool and kind of ceremonial to just see everything going on during Mass. I'm not Catholic, so I didn't really understand a lot of it, and it was in French. The whole thing was in French. But it was just really cool to see that in person versus what you see in books. After that, we tried to venture to find a McDonald's because we wanted to find Wi-Fi. That failed. We ended up finding Shakespeare and Company and looking around this really crowded bookstore, but it was just really cool. It was small, petite, but it was very fun to see all the books, and some of them were in French and some of them were in English, and it was old but nice. It was very cool. We sat down by the river, and then we made our way back. We needed to get out some money and make sure that we met Daniel on time, so we went back to one of the stations where we met him, and we went up to this one of the tallest buildings in Paris. It's about as tall as the Eiffel Tower, and we were up on the very roof, and we could look out and see everything. We could see Disneyland far away. We could see everything that we visited that day. It was just crazy how much you could see just on that one building. And it's not like New York where there's tons of skyscrapers in the way. Like, this is the tallest building. The only other thing as tall as the Eiffel Tower. So it was really cool to just look out over and see everything. We were able to experience that, and we got a discount since we're studying away. And then Daniel took us to this cool restaurant, which is not pizza. It's Flams, and it was an all-you-can-eat. And it's really thin, like kind of dough with cream on it, and then we had onions, tomatoes, bacon, and then we had one that had like beef and some basil and stuff on it. But it was kind of like pizza, but it wasn't pizza. They will tell you it's not pizza, and that was good. We ate six of those, and had some cheesecake, which was delicious. But Travis and I were both exhausted because we'd walked around the city for hours. Especially after the Arc de Triomphe, we just walked everywhere, and our bodies were just like wanting to go home. So we headed back here, and we both pretty much like collapsed. We were so tired, but we figured out how to get to Versailles today, and then we just crashed pretty much. Took a lot of pictures, way more than we thought we did. So we had